It's the weekend. It's Mailbag. I'm joined this week by Pete, Keith, and hopefully Dave at some point. He's at Radio Merseyside, ready to record at 6 o'clock. And I think he's having trouble with the Wi-Fi. Anyway, um, let's get straight into it. First one, Tommy. How many questions will TWS ask?
None.
None. None from Maggie. None from TWS. Just want
Can,
to hope everything's okay at home for the both.
can we send out a welfare check on them?
Yeah, I think we need to.
I
Definitely.
didn't realise Maggie hadn't sent any either.
Yeah, it's worrying times, man. But we still got loads to get through, so we'll crack on. There we go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Should we do Blue Room mailbag karaoke just in honour?
You can. It's your
Yeah,
domain,
you
mate. I
can
can't.
crack on.
You know, at the one time she didn't ask for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody,
But
Yeah.
absolutely nobody wants to hear me sing. I've got a voice like a goose farting in the fog.
I tell you what, instead of Blue Room karaoke, let's just recommend that everyone goes on Pepper Mill's Twitter
yeah,
and as a look at her incredible new single.
Just banger after banger from the girl. She doesn't miss.
she
Doesn't
doesn't.
miss.
Hits every time. Um, Looking forward to the Greatest Hits album coming out. It's got to be soon. It's got to be.
The Christmas
Can't,
album's coming.
can't be
Oh,
far off an arena tour now.
I think so. She's opening brand new more. She's got to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to. Um, Hot topic. We'll jump in at. Anyone know what the story this is? Best crowd atmosphere you've ever been part of? It's more wishful thinking than anything, but you never know.
Um, is it Sunday being feral?
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's hoping that happens.
Big into that.
Yeah, it's got the potential to be just an amazing atmosphere. But
I hope we
Yeah,
get
my favourite, the best one I've been in. It's probably like really boring to say it. Like I'll try and think of some more out the box, but Fiorentina, that was the one where it was like I've never seen Goodison like that in my life. That was incredible. That. And then the United game that same season, or the not that same season. It was the season we finished fourth.
but yeah,
That United at home game. That was incredible. That. And I think
yeah,
even when Ferguson scored, and like you could see the cameras shaking and everything, and it was just like it was incredible. Of a random one that I went to was during the Women's Euros in 2019, and the Sweden team, the Sweden supporters called the Soft Hooligans, and they're absolutely amazing. So they just like it doesn't matter what's happening in the game, they just carry on singing all the way through. They've got these big drums and like they're just nuts. But the boss, and we were
yeah,
in the middle of them all because we were like supporting our two Everton women players who were playing for Sweden, and it was such a random like atmosphere to be in, but it was incredible. It was boss. So yeah, got to throw them a shout out.
good shouts. I think for me as well, when Redacted scored at Anfield,
Mm. Redacted.
um, again,
Yeah,
yeah, in
that
that
was
in
that
that cup
was yeah.
game, I don't think I've ever been part of a goal celebration like that. It was
Were
it
you
was
were you
terrifying.
upper or lower?
Lower.
Lower I was as well. I ended up about 5 rows further forward.
It was literally bodies everywhere, wasn't it?
Yeah, mad.
Yeah, crazy. Keith, what about you?
Something now. Probably second half of Palace was a bit
Mm.
Yeah, that was good.
off the chain, wasn't it? After
Yeah.
after Keane scored, it got a little bit sort of leery in there. I sit in the Bullens, so I don't really get the great atmosphere. It's quite genteel.
Yeah,
Just
it doesn't filter. I
middle-aged
mean,
men snarling at the linesman.
yeah, it is
Love
more
that.
about the snarling at the away end than people on the
Is
pitch,
it
isn't it? There,
Goodison safe snarling section, isn't it?
that's yeah, yeah,
I love
definitely.
it. I always say about the Donnellers, about the lower Bullens, I love it. It's like my favourite pastime because I'm in the main stand, so it's the Mexican wave of abuse that the linesman gets as they run back to the halfway line. I love it. It's my favourite spectator sport in the world. Lower
It is
Bullens, love it.
hideous. Like at times, like I wouldn't want to run the line in front of the paddock.
Oh God, no, absolutely not. Or in front of the family enclosure. Remember,
Yeah.
was it Ayew last year? Was it? Or one of the Palace players anyway
Got
got smacked by
cut it
that.
ass.
Nowhere safe at Goodison. Had a couple of answers in for this, so nothing but the best EFC said the semi-final in '95. That's a great shout, actually. Three sides of the ground against Tottenham was unreal. And the '85 and '87 titles, QPR and Luton. Dave Taylor said the semi-final v Southampton in '84. Some tremendous limbs in the video to that. when I think Ince scores, doesn't he, towards the end? Toffee Nose 1878, 1-0 Bournemouth, May 2023. Fair enough. Or 1-0 Fellaini v United in August 2012. That was good as well.
To be fair, the noise after the Doucouré goal
Yeah.
last season is louder than anything I've heard in an Everton crowd. It was
Yeah.
just, it would, we hark back to the word often, but it was feral, wasn't it? It was, people lost control of their motor functions and just like made loud noises.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Yeah. Gary, Fiorentina or Chelsea in the Cup 15-16 quarterfinals. That was a good atmosphere as well, yeah. And Gary said a random one for atmosphere with Sunday in mind. Blackburn 05-06, 1-1-0. Turner got sent off, so Ruddy went in goal. We had 3 goals disallowed. Felt very us against the world. Goodison was great that day. That's what we need from the kickoff, isn't it? We need to go in feeling like we've been like jibbed 3 goals, had a player sent off, and the referee slide tackled one of our players and cleared it off the line just before kickoff.
Honestly, we need first 5 minutes Sunday. We need a proper Moody decision to go against us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, just don't concede.
Well, yeah, that
do not concede.
Be helpful.
I
mean, first 5 minutes, we're more likely to score, aren't we?
We are, yeah. We've got good stats on that.
The Premier League's record goal scorers in the first minute of games.
Do you How's that happened? Like, we under Allardyce and for like several managers, actually, we didn't like have a shot in the first half for ages, did you? Do you remember? There was those
Allardyce, I don't think we had a shot for 4 games.
Something like
that. Remember we played Spurs away and it was when their ground was getting built, so we played them at Wembley.
Wembley, oh God.
Was it Cenk Tosun's debut? Come on as a sub or something?
Yeah, I think it was.
We didn't have a single shot on target and we got beat 4-0. And in his post-match interview, he said, I think the problem today was we were too attacking. I mean, fair play, like.
He was the king of piss boiling, wasn't he? I feel like his whole sort of career after that England thing was just a wind-up. I
love the fact that he took his sacking payoff from Newcastle and built a house in like Malaga or something and called it St. James's.
Amazing. I mean, look at it objectively. What a fella!
Oh yeah, if he hadn't darkened our door, I'd be big into it.
Yeah. Foxy, good one. This. Would you rather Everton start with a 10-point fine every season, or have Craig Pawson ref every one of our games? Give it a 10 points off.
Yeah, I mean, saying that though, you get the 10 points off. You don't get Craig Pawson. But the rest of them are still dreadful, aren't they?
They are. It's true. It is at that stage, isn't it, where you're like, you see who the referee is, and you either don't know him or you don't care because they're all shit anyway.
I still can't get over that big fat fella they got for the Brighton game. Like he was down the pits refereeing 5-a-sides like an hour before the kickoff.
Oh,
he'll never do another Premier League game. He was dreadful.
He can't do, can he? He was bad. He just wasn't there at all, was he?
He had a stitch after 10 minutes.
Do you know what do I always say about the referees in the Premier League? If you think they're bad, you want to watch the WSL referees when I watch Everton women. Like, I think I mentioned this last year where Cheryl Foster was the former Liverpool captain. Like, she captained Liverpool and she refereed 2 of our games last season, and I've never seen anything like it in my life. There was one where we were playing Leicester and Leonie Meyer gets absolutely wiped out from behind in the penalty area. I mean, wiped out. It's a clear as day penalty. And she gave a free kick to Leicester. And it was
I'm not seeing that.
Open, blatant, corrupt. Like, but then, like, when she was Liverpool captain, she did interviews about how much she hated Everton and how much it meant to score against Everton because she scored a penalty against us in this previous match. And now she's refereeing us a couple of times this season, but she hasn't reffed us like for a long time now. I think because we kicked up like such a fuss about her. She hasn't been back. But the referees in the WSL are horrendous.
This is why I've never understood the argument of make former professionals football referees.
She's killed the argument. She's killed it.
Yeah, stone dead. Absolutely. It's bad enough that like they live in the same area. I think as Matt Flusk said, it doesn't matter if like you're from Wythenshawe and you're refereeing the Manchester Derby or whatever, you still got to go and do your big shot, and you will have supporters around there, around where you live. It's a great point. You just shouldn't be. There's no reason to have referees refereeing the local teams.
Well, that's the same. The big fat fella for Brighton was from Sussex.
Yeah,
they got Sussex FA.
They actually bust him up for the game. Weird.
He came up on their team coach, didn't he?
Strange.
Save a bit of fuel. How are we,
Dave?
Dave,
Journos from Outer Space. You had a haircut, Dave?
Yeah, completely gone, nearly.
It's looking good.
That's a look.
No, I don't want anyone to see it. I've bought a load of caps like you were there, Pete.
I'll take mine off if you take yours off. Go on.
Looks good, Dave.
I've got none to take off, mate. There's just barely anything left. See?
Absolutely killing it. You like the Scouse Big Show?
honestly, it looks sound.
No, do you know what? Because like you lot are far too kind. So is everyone else. We meet in the Denby every weekend, but like I was looking like Friar Tuck with how much my hair grows around the back, but round the front there's nothing there. So I thought I'm gonna have to sort it out. Like, so just got some clippers and just went a bit mad with it. So I'm starting to get used to it, but it's mad. Like, it's the middle. It's like it's clipping out. See what I mean? It's not all flat. There's little bits and pieces around it. So I think in about 2 weeks, I'm just going to get rid of the whole thing. I was really paranoid about it, but now you've said that it looks like the Big Show. I'd take that.
It does look sound, man. Liam, like Dave, we'll come to you with this one because you sit down by the park end. Will there be too much booing on Sunday for even us seasoned park enders to keep up with? I think there will be.
Well, if it's not our own players like it normally is, then I think we'll be all right for it, won't we? But yeah, I think you're going to hear more and more from when the ball goes out of play, and we've blatantly not wanted the throw in, but they'll boo if they don't give us the throw in anyway. Do you know what I mean? I think there's any free kick that goes Man United's way. Do you know what? What gets me about it is a little bit ironic because what it'll be like, I think it should have been like a long time ago, and what Everton used to be like when you used to come to Goodison. Yeah. It should be like back in the days where we had to do this to stay up. I'm not talking about the last 2 seasons because I still don't think it was the Everton that used to be when we were threatened to go down. You know, you think like the late 90s, mid 90s, all that with Mike Walker and all those sort of horrible days. I'd like to hear it more like that than what I think it'll be like. I don't know whether it's just because like the way people are in modern days, like life's changed for everyone, every football fan, haven't you? You'll know this, Les, because you'll love me saying this to you so soon. But you think back in the 80s, Goodison used to be very different to what it is now, and I think that's got a lot to do with the working class people as well. You know what I mean? And I know you said, well, all three, you'll have a lot to know about that, and all of us will really know what people who were like and what they were going through personally, going to Goodison. I think that's an accurate reflection on what things are like these days. So I'd like to see some more of that, and we go to like an old school Goodison. And you know, if we're used to the Park End and Mosey's there and all that, mate, just start booing from the start. That'll do. Do you know what I mean?
Boo Mosey when he walks in.
Yeah, and then you get off after 7 minutes. It'll be sound.
Easy, yeah, job done.
I feel like the Park End have been training their whole life for this Sunday.
It's our time to shine.
It's really like the Rocky montage that the Park End have been through in terms of if you could clip them all together with some Rocky music of all the boos over the years. Like their vocal cords are well and truly fine-tuned to this boo on Sunday, mate.
Hope there's a big tifo in the Park End that just says boo.
Yeah.
Or do that thing where they
fucking
top of the Park End. Change that to boo.
Peter's just going to be like that thing, you know, the seagull on it, that meme.
Yeah, I love
fucking that. Boo.
Fucking boo.
Fucking boo.
The seagull looks like it's out of the Matrix or something.
Do you know what, though? Like, we have the piss taken out of us by certain people for our boos. But I'm sorry, but, like, I don't see that as an insult. I think we've got a fantastic, you know... I think we're unrivaled when it comes to that sort of thing. Yeah. And as I say, I feel like we've been training our whole lives for Sunday, and let's do a proper one.
Do you know what? I got 1 point. I got 1 point further than that. To be honest, mate, I get like Sidibe back and like pure shite in the ass, or get pure shite back who are just gonna they're just going to kick off because they're getting booed all game and just think, you know what, fuck this, I'm actually going to turn it to a footy player and sort this out.
Or Neil
Bring Nick Barmby on before kickoff. Bring Nick Barmby.
Yeah.
Bring him on before kickoff, before set cars.
I tell you what, Neil Maupay is some fragile fella, isn't he? If he thought he got stick at Everton, he got away so lightly.
What, has he been having it bad at Brenny?
No, he just said he doesn't want to go back to Everton because we made his life a bit of a misery.
You can't blame him, to be fair. You can't blame him, to be fair. You know what I mean? He's deluded if he thinks that he deserves a game at Goodison, to be honest. He might do next season.
Looks back that shot in the derby, and it just brings me out in hives. Anyway, Toffee Nose, 1878. Bit of high art for us here. Or Everton, Jean Valjean from Les Miserables, sent to prison for decades merely for stealing a loaf of bread to feed starving kids. Or the Premier League Javert, basically. Yeah.
I'm just going to say because I have no idea what you just said. So just to shut up.
Les Mis?
Oh, Dave, watch Les Mis. You have
I've
to.
Never seen Les Mis.
Do you hear the people sing? There you go, Ben. It
is.
Who acts in it now? Because there's obviously a modern day version of it. It was only out 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Anne Hathaway.
Right, yeah,
I dreamed the dream of times gone by.
Susan Boyle.
I could get a double head here.
There we go. Mags is going to be made up with this.
Yeah.
So I think we can safely say that's a yes, and we also need Goodison Park, the musical.
Yeah.
Pepper Mills front there. Well, and then us, me and you.
It's funny actually, because me and Les were having a chat about similar things to this before, weren't we? Like Everton-based musicians and stuff.
Yeah,
Pepper Mills is definitely at the top of it, isn't it? Certainly at the top of it.
Definitely. Yeah. We'll pick that up at a later date just to keep everyone intrigued. Gary's asked. So he sent us a picture, obviously put up by some Reddit. It's a red banner with 2 Premier League lines on either side. Cheats never prosper. Top Liverpool FC underneath. And then in the middle, solidarity with the Premier League. So he's asking what is a
Legau? Yeah.
Legau? Legaue? Anyone know?
I seen the fella that tweeted it initially. He can't be saying anything. He looks like a thimble.
I know the second part of Gary's question. Also, what really have Everton or Everton done to Matt Hughes or his mother? Who knows? Does anyone know?
Mate.
Say the question again.
What
Matt Hughes,
have Everton or Evertonians done to Matt Hughes or maybe his mother?
We're going to have a little 5-minute version of the pod where we just fully go in 2-footed on Matt Hughes because he's an absolute goblin and he looks like fucking Teen Wolf.
Yeah, he's
needs to get his man to shave his neck.
Do you know where there's a clever side of things what he's doing? And I think it's pretty obvious that it's an old school thing that shit journalists do.
Get clicks.
Say the most controversial thing you possibly can, and people are going to read your story. It's too old school because people who know what things are about like that clicks.
That's something else entirely, Dave.
I was going to say, mate, it's probably where the advert will come up soon.
Doesn't work on me though, Dave.
Those level of clicks that you're on about.
I haven't read a single one of his stories. I just go straight to the quote tweet function and call him a gremlin.
But it is pure. Like, I'm not going to say people are thick to do it, but you get that annoyed looking at it, and where he's sort of won is when you do go and look at why he said that he said. And I know, and I'm guilty of it. I've done it before. I've clicked on it because I'm that angry. I want to see how far he's gone to say what he wants to say. But now I think, even if that's obviously what his target is, surely it's getting to a point soon enough where people are like, mate, just do one. Because Everton, the only reason he's got a job. It doesn't seem to be doing any other work on any other clubs at all.
Right.
So clearly it's working for him. Do you know what I mean?
He's the chief sports reporter for the Daily Mail.
Is he?
Yeah.
How has that happened?
Jesus.
Well, he's got record interactions from just getting shit off us.
Yeah. I mean,
mate,
Chris Baston's made it. Chris Baskin's made it to the top of the Telegraph, as it other times, we're one of them, so anything's possible.
Yeah.
Just hope, yeah, kids. I like the way we just slated a load of
Tony
journalists.
Evans as well. He's out there somewhere.
What's that?
Tony Evans is out there somewhere, mate. Tony Evans is out there somewhere.
Oh, I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble.
Yeah, same. I've just went to say something. I've grabbed it right back.
Yeah, let's move on to some red hot soccer chat from Stephen. Do you think, given everything that's happened and happening around the club, the last few seasons, FFP issues, potentially disastrous 777 takeover, other clubs looking to sue, will the new ground be worth it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
It's going to be the best ground in the country.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it could be the thing that gets us out of this shit.
Yeah.
I think it's probably our last hope, isn't it, really?
I think it's also the reason why people... I also think it's the reason why, and it might sound paranoid, but I genuinely think it's the reason why things like the Premier League want to put us back in our box. Because I genuinely do think they don't want they don't want anyone competing with their favourites. They're fuming enough about Newcastle doing it, about breaking up that little top slice six. The fact that they used to call it the Big Four when we were finishing fifth every year, and then it was the Big Five when we started finishing sixth, and now it's the Big Six after we started dropping down even more. Who says it all? It's one of them.
I mean,
but I think it's got to be our future, hasn't it? It's got to be worth it. At the end of the day, when you've just listed off a fair few things that probably would have broken most fan bases, but that's only the tip of the iceberg for what we've had to go through the last few years. So yeah, best that'd be worth it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I've got a bit of a fear of it. In that, you won't be surprised. I feel pretty negative about it for one reason. It's that if we weren't in the Premier League when we go there, that'll be devastating. That'll be devastating. Listen, the theory I've had with it is if we go to shit, which it's unprecedented where we're going to right now, the 10 points, the what idiots or the clowns, whoever this group is of people who don't bother paying the lecky at where they work, end up taking over the club itself. I can't help but look at it like a Coventry, and I know that's sort of a lot of people jump to that conclusion. It could be Coventry or MK Dons or a club like that, Portsmouth. The way the Leeds went back and when that happened with Ridsdale, it'd be heartbreaking. It'd be heartbreaking if it's like that, or it'd be heartbreaking when you think a club like I don't know, Middlesbrough's a new, obviously it's nothing compared to what we're getting built. But you think about what they were like back in the day. They got a new stadium.
To be honest,
could not fill it. I know. Go on.
I was just going to say, you look at Middlesbrough back then, and that was like the newest ground. Obviously, it was the newest ground in the country because everyone was at some point. But that was like a proper state of the art ground. Though it was a little bit.
Yeah.
I think the design in that was a little bit underwhelming, but it was very much of the time. I think if we'd have moved to Kirby at that time, we'd have had a very, very similar ground because that was Kirby Golf Course around the same time. But Middlesbrough were a very different club, and I think they did well for a few years and then tailed off. So that did sort of coincide with an uptick in what they did. I think a lot of other clubs, though, it's coincided with like a bit of a downturn because they've struggled to come to terms with moving to the new ground. And that's where we need to be in a pretty solid position on the pitch. I mean, forget 777. I think if they take over, I think it will be a disaster on a load of fronts, the ground being one of them. Because I think that's when you could see us turn into Coventry because they won't be acting in the club's best interest. They'll want that ground to rent back to us so they own that asset. Something like that will be awful. But I think we've got to be in a good position on the pitch to move in, or as good a position as we can be. Because there's generally naturally a little bit of a dip in form. Look, even I always say this about Arsenal, from where they were until the last couple of years, that was a big dip for them when they went to the Emirates.
But you know the other thing about that, Les, and that's a really interesting point. You made them one that we'd obviously like to see, but don't you remember, like, whenever a club moves to a new ground, the record they have there for the first couple of years is horrendous. Can't win a game or anything like that, and everyone's looking at each other saying, we should go back to where we were playing and all that. Completely different atmosphere and all that, and it will be. Well, I just hope we're not seeing the light and seeds playing there every few weeks, you know what I mean?
But I think the big difference, hopefully, that will happen with this, like when you compare it to West Ham, for example, West Ham's entire like their whole image was based around Upton Park, the Belaying ground. I loved going to that ground. It was a proper football ground, and one of the things about it was they were so on top of the pitch. And when they moved into that monstrosity in that London stadium, it took away their biggest asset, which was the fans being right on top of the pitch. But I think that what might be the difference with us, it might be that because of the way the new ground's designed, it's not just like your generic sort of bowl or one that's not really a football stadium. I feel like looking at the photos, it gives me hope that it could actually be a proper, intimidating, fans on top of the players sort of atmosphere. So I'm hoping.
No, it is, and we went to see it, didn't we? I'm not bothered about saying it now, given the club's gone to shit, Pete. But we went to see it at the most extensive length you can probably see it at, and it's we were saying all the time, it just gives you goosebumps when you're looking at what it's going to be. But that point you made about West Ham there is spot on, because when you get offered, what is it, 60-odd thousand Olympic Stadium, is it actually that hard to make that into something that we're looking like we're going to build? Can you make it a bit closer? Can you take away the bleeding all the track and field stuff? I can imagine it can't. What's that? Sorry,
they're not allowed. They can't take it away. It's
is that true? Is it? Yeah, they can't build it
part
smaller.
Of the legacy from the Olympics was because they still want to host
they still want to play things there,
athletics and stuff there in the future.
Because don't they pay?
Okay.
So obviously,
that's the price they paid for going there. Then
so City's ground was obviously built as an athletic stadium initially, but they didn't have any sort of legacy deal in place where they had to retain running tracks and whatnot, and so they just went, right, fuck that, rebuild the sides, and we're done.
That's good knowledge, that, mate, because I didn't know they were doing that in the that monstrosity of what they've got going at West Ham.
There's a few things rattling about in there, Dave.
But you think what else? Yeah, but you think what else could they do about it then if none of that stuff that you've referred to is not even allowed? I mean, it's a bit shit for fans, isn't it? And I know when you get that's it, mate. Like if you can't do anything, you can build more. You can build more seats, I suppose, and that's about it.
The thing is that whatever you do,
just go up with it, but it's never going to happen.
The thing about it is that whatever you do with the seats at the front, the seats in the stand are never going to move. So, like, even when they added the seats towards the front, and sort of made those seats a little bit closer to the ground, at the end of the day, the front row of where the stand actually is still going to be miles away. It's never going to move. So I think there was a thing about where if you take out the front temporary seats at West Ham and you go back to what's behind their goal, Bramley Moore at the south stand can fit in the gap between the pitch and where that stand is.
Jesus.
And that's
incredible. That puts it in perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Chris has asked, I like this one. Which Everton player has the best name if you swap the first initial of his first surname? I'm a fan of Barrett Gary.
Gaz. I think Seamus Coleman works because he then becomes Hamish Soulman, and he's like sort of, I picture him as a 60-year-old black jazz musician.
I like Harry Bourne.
Harry Bourne.
Yeah.
Harry Bourne.
I'd go for Richard Ruff.
What?
Richard Ruff, Richard Goff.
Oh, sorry.
Richard Ruff.
Richard Ruff.
What about wave that son? Wave that son.
What was? Hang on.
Jordan picked his alter ego.
I was trying to go for Eden Tal, but that wouldn't even work, was it?
Nah, not getting that one.
Eden.
Keitel Mead?
Even big. What was that? Eden Tal.
You broke up there, Dave. Sorry, what?
You went full robot.
Eden.
It's not going to work, I don't think, Dave.
Radio Merseyside is determined not to have the Idan Tal joke.
Yeah,
else
let's
could you
move
have?
on. Yeah, I'm going with Harry Bourne or Michael Mean.
Yeah.
Wave that, son.
Wave that.
That's all we're going to be saying to all the kids on Sunday with the little banners.
I think Dave's either really happy or he's frozen.
Let's have a we've lost Dave. Technical difficulties in the BBC Radio Merseyside area. What's the sweepstake then for Sunday for the first player or official to get hit in the back of the head with a paper airplane made out of one of the cards?
Oh God, that could be great, couldn't it?
The warm up, surely.
Yeah, I reckon there's potential the low could get thrown on during the Premier League anthem handshake malarkey.
Yeah, I think the best one of them. Do you remember the video that did the rounds from Wembley where someone launched one from the top section and it landed on the player's foot?
Everyone was like that. Whoa! Some shot.
Doesn't take much to get us excited, does it? Our days back.
It was simple creatures, monkeys in shoes.
Basically, and with typewriters as well, in a lot of cases. There you go. There's one from Warren. It's Thanksgiving today across the pond. So here's my 3-point Thanksgiving question. What one thing about Everton are you thankful for? What one thing about the USA are you thankful for? And what one thing have you done that has made someone thankful for you? What a lovely question from Warren. He's lovely, isn't he?
Warren is genuinely just one of the loveliest human beings ever.
He is.
If you ever get the chance, give him a hug because he smells incredible.
Definitely. Yeah, I would fully recommend that.
Is your favourite thing about
face in a little bit, get some of that smell off him as well.
He is in a way. I think genuinely my favourite thing about Everton is the people I've met because of Everton. Yeah. Like for the last however many years, match day, the 90 minutes on the pitch, couldn't give a shit about. It's more about the day out with your mates, have a nice pint, have a good time, and then occasionally Everton might not be terrible. Well, there we go.
There's whiskey.
Yeah, he's had to make an appearance.
Yeah, no, I'm fully on board with that, Keith. Yeah, it's like I've got a lot of Everton mates from school and things like that. But yeah, I think everyone I've met over the last few years through this and on Twitter, like full on mates for life job, isn't it?
Yeah,
100%.
Definitely. I'd say that. Yeah, the people, or just the fact that we're not cop-outs.
Yeah,
I'm grateful for that. Like, I'm very grateful for that.
They're horrible, apparently.
They're horrible.
Have you ever worked with them? One thing about the USA that you're thankful for, Rob Vera?
Rob Vera, yeah.
God bless Rob Vera.
You're not topping that. God bless him and all who sail in him.
And what one thing have you done that has made someone thankful for you?
Oh, God.
Less straightforward, this bit, isn't it?
It's a bit self-promotion-y, this, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you could say your kids, but I don't think in the scheme of things they would be thankful for what you did to. Do you know what I mean?
Nah.
So
they're still well short of the age where you like finally actually start to appreciate how sound your parents were.
Yeah.
Like mine didn't hit me until my 20s. And I sort of went, actually, yeah, that wasn't a bad childhood, that.
Yeah.
It was all right.
I think people are grateful for a number of reasons, but I think Les would be grateful that I gave up drinking, and Dave as well, because it means that they can get me on like the early morning shows. If anyone needs to get up at like 6:30 in the morning to go on 5 Live or something, I'm always available because I don't drink. So depending on, so like Monday morning, for example, I'll be fine. I might have no voice left, but like after we beat Man United, I'll be okay to get up early and talk, whereas everyone else will still be out.
Yeah, I did a very ill-advised Sunday morning one once. I think it was about 7 o'clock Sunday morning. I'd had an absolute skinful and got to bed at I don't know what time on Saturday night. Probably the best thing I've ever done on the radio, to be honest. I think because it was like safe in the knowledge that nobody's listened to Radio 5 at 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning. So, sorry, Keith, what were you going to say?
That's gone now. I'm just like, I keep thinking my hair's sticking up. It's a chimney at the hot walk.
I keep getting fuzzy little bits of hair. out the side of my head there because of this monkey, which this must sound weird for people listening on the podcast. Watch it on YouTube.
Watch YouTube. Just spoil yourself. You might get a nice advert.
You might do. Yeah, always. Yeah, if you do get an advert, let me know what one it is. I'm not actually doing a break this week because I've got the full Zoom.
Oh, right, there you go. Has anyone ever actually let you know what advert they've had?
Yeah, a couple of people did. One of the first times I asked, and it was something like accountancy software or something dead boring. And then I think someone saw that and I'm like, nah, we got.
But I've said to you before, Les, it depends on what your search history is.
Well, exactly.
So
this is why we
if
can't.
So if someone comes back and goes like, "Oh, you were like your advert was like a load of OnlyFans things," I'd be like, "Well, you need to look at yourself and stop."
What you've been searching?
Well, yeah, you know, I'm looking at the YouTube demographic for the Blue Room. It's definitely going to be dick pills, but that's another matter. Chris asked, have you bought anything this Black Friday? No. It's today, isn't it?
Oh gosh, yeah, of course, yeah.
I mean, it is a good day to buy presents for people. It's getting a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, I'm going to box off all my Christmas shopping this week because the Amazon one lasts till Sunday. So I'm going to box mine off because I got a lovely gift voucher from work because we just won a big contract last month. So the company took us all out for dinner last week in London and gave us all Amazon gift cards, and I thought, that's pretty sound. That went to scan it in, thinking it'd be like 50 quid or something. 500 quid.
Jesus!
Yeah. I was like, oh, result.
You don't work for one of those. You don't work for one of them call centers to get like old ladies to send them Amazon gift cards to you. Yeah, you can have a share of the profits.
I do have an uncle who's a deposed prince.
Yeah.
If you could help me get his fortune, I'll gladly cut you in. So yeah, that'll be. I'll do a bit of Black Friday in.
Yeah, sounds good. I should over this weekend at some point. Pete?
No, I'm not sure. The only thing I bought today is a connector for the hose pipe. So, like, that's the most boring answer possible.
Get it in winter.
I might. It's £3. It was £3 down from £7. So you know you can't.
There you go. Black Friday.
There you go. So yeah, I'll let you know.
That leads us nicely into Liam Fitz's question. What's your favourite and worst bit of DIY?
Ooh.
You're always busy with stuff, Pete. What's
my favourite bit is my worst bit as well, because you know this. I've had like this ongoing saga with me my conservatory roof, and I managed to finally seal it so that the roof doesn't slip anymore. And it was my favourite thing until it rained and there was a tiny little drip. And I know now that I need to get out on top of the conservatory roof just to finish it off on the outside. And I'm petrified of falling through it. So it's, I might do like a little live video or something when I'm doing it, just in case you can send help if I fall through it.
Keith, have you got any favourite bits? It's all the worst bit for me.
No, not really. I don't mind it. It's one of them. I'll never be an expert at anything, but I can make things work to a degree where they're not going to blow the house up, and that'll do for me. So
that's all people can ask.
Yeah, what more? I hate painting.
It's probably the thing I'm best at, to be honest, because I can't really injure myself while I'm painting.
Oh, it's soul destroying though, isn't it? Because like when you've done a wall and you think, yeah, that looks sound, and you come back 2 hours later and there's big patches missing, you're like, oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Or the masking tape peeled bits off.
Yeah. Disaster.
Which leads us nicely into the next question. Laura, what's the best painting you've ever done?
I saw Laura's paint last night.
Expert now, isn't she?
I saw Laura's paint last night of a Christmas tree, and it's absolutely fantastic.
It was decent, wasn't it?
Shout out to Laura. Commissioner to do one.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Should do a Blue Room portrait.
Blue Room Christmas card.
Yeah. Do this. She should do a version of this. What's the name of that artist who does all of like that? What's his name?
Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol, yeah. She should do an Andy Warhol style PL Corrupt thing for us.
But with their head instead of the lions. Might work.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find something here. I'm just going to turn this off dead quick. Let me see if I can find something, and I'll show you something that I did when I was a kid. I don't really draw that often, you see.
Oh, he's gone. He's back.
He's gone. He's back. He's gone. He's back.
Just
This is going to be tremendous radio for people.
It really is.
Okay, but there you go.
Yeah, you carry on talking without me. I'll be back in a second.
I can't think of anything I've ever painted apart from like the dining room.
Oh, do you know what I once did for my art GCSE? I was banging into Batman, still am. But I was reading up on Bob Kane, the fellow who created Batman, and I had a book of his life story and that, and it had like loads of images, pictures he'd done in the past, and there was one which was a playing card with the Joker on it, with Batman and Robin as like puppets.
Yeah.
In this Joker playing card. So do you remember? I mean, I wouldn't do it now because it was like sort of saying John Barnes should be playing for England, which he should have been at the time. I was clearly more objective at this point, but it was, I think Chris Waddle was getting in ahead of him or something. It was around 1991 or 1990, and I did this thing where Graham Taylor was like the Joker, and I think Chris Waddle was the puppet. And that was my sort of
your take on it?
Batman, my take on it, yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, it was actually really good, and I left all my art. I got an A in art GCSE and left all the art stuff in school. So,
oh mate, maybe you could do a Blue Room Christmas card.
Maybe I will.
There you go.
Yeah. Did you get it, Pete?
Me and a Santa hat.
Whether it'll show up or not, but I've got like this little thing from when I was a kid, because I used to draw like little things of the plays and stuff, and I used to keep like little newspaper cutouts of like the games, and I did this of Andre and you can't even see it because of the background. Yeah. After all that, I'll send you the photo in a bit. It's Andre Kanchelskis. I drew like a little cartoon of Andre Kanchelskis. I'm looking at it. It wasn't bad. It's probably the best effort I've ever done in my life of drawing anything. I mean, it's a cartoony one. It's not like in any way accurate, although his hair looks quite good. Just looking at it. But yeah, I'm not an arty person, to be honest with you.
Nah, I'm the same. So kudos to Gatesy for our hard work last night while 6 gins deep.
Yep. Well played. Last one. Stephen, this is one from last week. What word do you use or have you used that you don't know the meaning of for Everton? It's losing. Disingenuous is always one for me. I never quite know how to use it, but it sounds like a really clever word.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you know what? Do you know one word that I think that people misuse quite a lot? Pragmatic. I think that word gets misused.
Especially
I think people I think people think pragmatic means negative, but it doesn't.
No. Well, it kind of means the opposite. You're making the best, aren't you? Of
making the best of what you've got, basically.
Yeah.
But some people I've seen people throw it out at Dyche as if it's like a bad thing, and I'm like, you do understand that that's a good thing?
Yeah.
like saying that he's pragmatic is actually like a compliment because it's saying he's getting the best out, or he's using what he's got. Basically, it doesn't mean like choice. Yeah, that's a word that I think people don't know the meaning of.
There are certain football words as well that don't get used anywhere else. Adjudged.
Yeah.
Aplomb.
Stanchion.
Plomb. What was that, Keith?
Stanchion. Stanchion's a classic.
Stanchions need bringing back. Let's get crowdfund for Bramley-Moore stanchions.
Oh, mate, the proper old school ones.
Yeah.
Where the ball gets stuck in them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Imagine hitting a shot that good.
That it sticks in behind it.
Yeah. That's the dream, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do away with these. Like, because when they first came out, I think it was around sort of 94, wasn't it? The World Cup in America, or was it 90 in Italy, where the rectangle nets first started like being. I know Barcelona had them in the 80s, but it looked more like an art
It was 90 or 94, wasn't it? I'm thinking maybe 94.
And that's where, 94 is when it started dripping into like the Premier League and becoming a thing. And everyone thought, oh yeah, look at these are well better. And I miss the old ones, mate.
Yeah. You also, as well, you get, when you've got a stanchion, when the ball goes in, you get that ripple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
I am appreciative of a good Sunday league net as well.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them in top flight football. Like have the centre halves go out with a winger on the shoulders and tape the net to the crossbar before the game.
Yeah, I think I should go back to that. Keep them grounded.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Don't get ahead of yourselves.
Like that.
Stanchions, get them back.
Stanchions. Bring back stanchions.
Well, when we the first team to ever have nets in our goals as well.
Yeah.
So in theory, we were the trendsetters, weren't we? So maybe
that is on the timeline.
Set a new trend. It is on the timeline, yeah.
It is on the timeline. Yeah, should do. And bring back white nets as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we put that one to bed. Right, lads, that is it for this week. I am off to the Hot Walk now to go and see Big Nev. Anyone got any good plans before Sunday?
I'll see you there.
See you there. Yeah.
I'm waiting outside for him.
I'll be on Goodison Road on Sunday, handing out some of them corrupt banners or flyers. So yeah, make sure everyone grabs one.
I'll pop down and see you.
I'll be in the usual haunt before and after. Rock up to my seat just as Ed Carr starts playing.
That's right.
I will see you then.
Beautifully timed. No messing about.
Yeah, it's making that train, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, no. So I'm stopping over Sunday as well. So I'll be in after for a few.
Good stuff.
So we shall post match in style.
We shall. And we'll see you
Start
then.
post match off with a big boo.
It's got to be done, hasn't it? A 30-second boo. Right.
Is that how we should end this?
Maybe we should. I'll just say thank yous and then we'll fade out to a boo. So thanks, Pete. Thanks, Keith. Thanks for everyone sending questions in. We will catch you next time on Mailbag. 3, 2, 1. Boo.
Fucking boo!